Okay,
All
guys,
right, Anju.
welcome to Ignite India. This is the session taken by our expert Anand sir. Welcome you here, sir. You can start the session. I'll keep admitting the students.
Thank you. Good evening, guys. Very good evening. Am I audible to all?
Yes.
Great.
Yes, sir.
Great. So today we are going to finish numbers as such. Okay. Thank God it's getting over. Right. So this session today is going to be talking about this a small concept called as successive division, followed by certain questions which are part of numbers, but I call them as a distorted set of questions, because they don't follow a particular concept. Like we have factorials, we had unit digit, we had H.C.F, L.C.M, but they follow certain rules or certain formulas, but they're distorted because we have to tweak a bit to solve these kinds of questions. Okay, so I think I'll start with a question as such. Chicken. Your question is that 1 by 3, meanwhile others will keep joining. So your question is 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 20 all the way till 1 by, let's say, 380. What is the sum of this value? 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 20 all the way till 1 by 380. So don't have to give me in decimal, you can give me in fraction the answer. If you guys want to try. So if you get the answer, type in the answer. If you do not get the answer or you do not know how to solve this, then you type in don't know, right? So your typing in don't know will make me understand that you are confused on how to solve this.
Sir, there's no pattern between the denominators here.
This is the pattern that you see.
Okay.
Anusha, full don't know in capital letters means what? You're confirming that I really do not know types, huh? Okay. See, basically these kinds of questions are pretty common, especially in any kind of an entrance examinations, because they are they are not difficult. Okay, they're actually easy, but they become difficult because there is no formula that can extract an answer out of this. So how do you solve such questions? You have to first identify what is a pattern that is happening here. So first thing is, let's identify the numerator pattern and the denominator pattern. Okay, numerator pattern, everything is 1, so that's not a pattern to worry about. Now let's look at the denominator pattern. 3 is oh, I gave you 1 by 3. Sorry. This is 1 by 2. Okay, I'm so sorry. This is 1 by 2. That's 1 by 6, 1 by 12, 1 by 20. So if I look at 2, 6, 12, 20, right? If I look at this value, I realize as 2 is nothing but 2 into 1. I realize 6 is nothing but 3 into 2. 12 is nothing but 4 into 3. 20 is nothing but 5 into 4. And all the way when I go to 380, it is nothing but 9 into 20. Right? All of you got this? So I identified a pattern that they are all product of 2 successive numbers, that is one after the other. Now, if I look at these numbers 2, 1, 3, 2, 4 and 3, 5 and 4, 19 and 20, do I realize that the difference between these numbers is 1? Right? The difference between 4 and 3, 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 10 and 20, they are 1. So my question to you is, can I write 1 by 2 as 1 minus 1 by 2? Yes or no? Can I write 1 by 6 as, so 1 by 6 basically can be written as 1 divided by 2 into 3. This is same as writing 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3, correct? Try to solve this. What happens when you solve this? Denominator becomes 2 into 3, right? 3 into 1 is 3, 2 into 1 is 2, so 3 minus 2, so this is 1 by 6, correct? So I have to look at the pattern of my denominator. I'm repeating it. So when I look at the pattern of the denominator, all these values that I see are basically product of two numbers which are next to each other. Okay, 3 into 2, 4 into 3, 5 into 4, 19 into 20. And the difference between these two numbers that I have in my hand is nothing but 1. Okay, which is nothing but my numerator. So look at the numerator. Numerator is all 1. So I can write 1 by 6, for example, as 1 divided by 2 into 3, where this difference is 1. So if this difference is 1, I can write as 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3. Because 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3 gives me nothing when I solve them. It gives me nothing but 1 by 6. Similarly, if I look at 1 by 12, I know 1 by 12 is 3 into 4. Which means I can write this as 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4. Right? 1 by 20.
Sir, why we subtracted it?
Sorry, come back again.
Sir, may you tell me why we had subtracted from 1 by 2?
1 by 3. Why the subtraction? See, where are you getting this 1 numerator from? By subtracting 3 and 2 or by adding 3 and 2? You are getting this numerator 1 by subtracting 3 and 2. 3 minus 2 is 1, correct? So you're basically using the minus sign. If this, in case this was 5 by 6, then I can write this as 5 by 3 into 2. How can you get this 5 by using 3 and 2? Basically 3 plus 2. So I can write this as 1 by 3 plus 1 by 2. Did you understand this? So you have to observe how are you getting the numerator by using the denominator. That is what your observation is all about. How are you getting the numerator by using your denominator? So look at this 1 by 20. What is 20? 4 into 5. How do you get this 1 by using 4 and 5? Difference. Right? That's how you can get 1. So when I solve this, my LCM in the denominator is going to be 4 into 5. And what is numerator going to be? 1 into 5 minus 1 into 4, which is nothing but 1 out of 20. Right? So this is the way I'm going to now look into breaking this entire aspect. So now I will take a new sheet. So now when I am saying 1 by 2 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 20 all the way till 1 by 380, I can write, I know that 1 by 2 was written as 1 minus, or I can write it as 1 by 1 minus 1 by 2. What was 1 by 6? 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3. What was 1 by 12? 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4. What was 1 by 20? 1 by 4 minus 1 by 5. So what will be 1 by 380? 1 by 19 minus 1 by 20. Now do you see this, that 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 can cancel? 1 by 3 gets cancelled. 1 by 4 gets cancelled. So 1 by 5 will get cancelled with the next 1 by 5. 1 by 6 will cancel with the next 1 by 6. All the way till 1 by 19, because 1 by 19 will get cancelled here. In the previous one, I had 1 by 18 minus 1 by 19. So this cancels 1 by 19. 1 by 18 would have cancelled in the previous case. So all the numbers here are cancelling. And what are you left with? You are left with 1 in this case and 1 by 20 in the last case. What is 1 by minus 1 by 20? 19 by 20. So that's going to be the answer. Did we all understand this, guys? Not 9 by
Yes,
20,
sir.
I'm sure. 19 by 20.
Sir, can you repeat again this sum?
Okay, so basically these kinds of questions that you find here do not follow any kind of a pattern. Okay, you have to identify the pattern. No, you can't use AP or GP here. Okay, because they are not progressions. Progressions are when you add something to the previous. So for example, someone quoted on progression. So what is progression? Progression is when I have a term and I add something to the previous term to generate the next term. And whatever I added, the same I add again to generate the next term. And the same value I add to generate the next term. So basically you can see that I'm adding 3 everywhere. So this is a progression. It's progressing, okay? Right, common difference is same. Now this is called as an arithmetic progression. We will solve this when we come to the topic progression. But we are adding the same quantity. But in this, the addition is not the same quantity, okay? They follow certain pattern. So how do you identify this pattern? First is, you have to look at the denominator and the numerator. What is the numerator? 1. What is the denominator? 2. Numerator here is 1, denominator is 6. Numerator here is 1, denominator is 12. So first identify, how can I bring 2 and 1 in the numerator, okay? In the denominator and 1 in the numerator. For this identification, take the denominator first. Now look at how denominator is created. 2 is nothing but product of two numbers, 2 into 1. 6 is nothing but, remember, 6 is also 6 into 1, okay? But 6 is also 3 into 2. Why did not I take 6 and 1? And why did I take 3 into 2? Why I did not take 6, sorry, why I did not take 6 as 6 into 1, and why did I take 6 as 3 into 2? Because while looking into this, I also have to look at my numerator. The difference of 6 and 1 here is 5. And the difference of 3 and 2 here is 1. This 1 is also the numerator of 1 by 6, right? So I continue using this pattern. Now I look at 12. 12 again is, remember, 1 into 12 is also 12. 2 into 6 is also 12. 3 into 4 is also 12. But since I am looking at a numerator 1, I have to have two values which difference is 1. So 4 into 3 is what I will take. Okay. So now I have taken this. I can write all of them as, if I want, I will rewrite here. I can write all of them as 1 divided by 1 into 2 plus 1 divided by 2 into 3 plus 1 divided by 3 into 4 and likewise. Okay. So I can write it this way. I have not changed anything from this place to this place. But now I have to simplify this. So how do I simplify this? I realize that the denominator difference here is 1, which is the same as the numerator everywhere. So I'll write this as 1 by 1 minus 1 by 2. There, this if I solve, I get this. Then I will write this difference also the same way, 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3. I'll write the next one also the same way, 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4. And I'll keep writing this till I reach 1 by 18 minus 1 by 19 and 1 by 19 minus 1 by 20. So I have reached the last one, which is 380. So now Now, if you see that these values, because one is minus and one is plus, is getting cancelled, right? All the values get cancelled. Till where? Till this value, because minus 1 by 19 and plus 1 by 19 gets cancelled. This is the value which does not have a partner, so this remains. As well as this is a value which does not have a partner, so this also remains. So 1 will remain and minus 1 by 20 will remain. Remember the sign is minus. So minus 1 by 20 will remain. So what is that? 1 into 20, 20. 20 minus 1, 19. And what is my denominator? 20. So 19 by 20 becomes my answer. Are we clear? All of you, write it in the chat if you are clear. So these kinds of questions are basically played in such a way that you do not have to run behind formulas. You have to run behind small ideas and small concepts. Okay? Things that really makes maths as maths. Product, multiplication, subtraction, division. Okay? So these are the 4 things that really makes maths as a math. And that's why you run behind them. Right? Now, let's look into any doubts, guys? Shall we proceed? Okay. So now let me give one more question. Okay. Now the question here that I'm giving is 1 square plus 3 square plus 5 square plus 7 square plus 9 square. Let's say all the way till 19 square. I want to know what is the sum. Now remember, we studied something called as sum of square of n natural numbers is given as n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6. I hope you remember we studied this. But this was a concept where I was asking, or you had to add all the natural numbers starting from 1, let's say till 19. I had to add all the natural numbers. But in this above question, I am not adding all the natural numbers. So how will I solve such questions? When my formula is something else, but my given value here is something else. So how do I solve? If you know, solve it and tell me the answer. If you don't know, you know what to do. So a minute time for each one of you. Think what you can do. No, this is also not in an AP. How do you say this is an AP? So for example, what is 1 square? So let me put it in this side, okay? What's 1 square? 1. What is 3 square? 9. What is 5 square? 25. What did I say about AP? The sum should be constant, right? But what are you adding from 1 to get 9? You are adding 8. What are you adding from 9 to 25? You are adding 16. So this is not an AP. AP, everywhere I have to keep adding only 8. So this obviously is out of question. So how do I solve this? Those who don't know, you know what to do. Those who know, you also know what to do. Now don't try solving this using a calculator, okay? So don't take calculator and say 1 square, 2 square, 3 square types. And obviously don't solve by calculating the squares of these numbers. Now that I had in the first class, I had made you write down squares up to 25, doesn't mean that I will use my entire squares and add them. So that is obviously not the way to solve it. Okay. So assuming that you guys have not got it and you're still confused on how to get this, let me solve it for you. I don't know, Sheila, but Tell me, how did you solve it? Shivam, Sheila, how did you solve this?
I have taken n as 19.
Sorry, your voice broken down. I couldn't hear you. Can you tell me again?
I've taken the n value as 19.
Uh-huh. And you
Yeah,
substituted here?
yes.
Okay, Sheila, what happened is, okay, Shivam and Sheila, you took n value as 19 and you substituted here. What did I say? How will this work? This works when you have n natural numbers. That is 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, all the way till 19 square. But do you have 2 square in your sum? Do you have 4 square in sum? Do you have 6 square in your sum? No, you do not. But what you have done, you have added them also, which means 2470 is a wrong answer. Now don't do this. Don't say, because I have even here, which I have added. So 2470 by 2. Don't do this. Okay, this is not a method to do it. Okay, so let's understand this. So what is that? 1 square is given to me plus 3 square is given to me. Okay. No, Manish, I don't think so. Let's see. Okay. 1 square is given to me, 3 square is given to me. Now, what is not available with me? Right? 2 square is not available with me. Okay. So let me write what is given to me. So 1 square is given, 3 square is given, 5 square is given, 7 square is given, 9 square is given, and so on. I have been given till, let's say, 19 square. Okay, this is what is being given to me. But to use the formula that is there with me, I require a 2 square, I require a 4 square, I require a 6 square, I require an 8 square, and I also require an 18 square. Did you all understand here what I have written? The red ones are the value that has been given to me. The black ones are the values I need to use this formula. Okay? The black ones are the values I use this formula. But now what has happened is, when I have written this part, I have changed the entire question. Okay? I changed the entire question. They had asked me only 1 square, 3 square, 5 square, 7 square, 9 square till 19 square. And now I have written a question which is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square all the way till 19 square. So I have changed the entire look of the question. So what should I do? I should obviously subtract. What should I subtract? I should subtract whatever additional things I have added. So I added 2 square. So better subtract this. Right? Square. Only then this 2 square and this 2 square gets cancelled. I better subtract 4 square. Then 4 square and 4 square gets cancelled. I better subtract 6 square. Then that gets cancelled. I better subtract 8 square, and all the way I better subtract 18 square. If I subtract these values, all the one written in the blue, from the equation above, then I will satisfy the main question that has been given to me. I repeat, they gave me 1 square, 3 square, the ones written in the red. I ended up adding the values written in the black. I ended up adding them. But because I added these values written in the black, I changed the entire look of the question. I actually changed the entire question. So if I have to get the question back, I have to remove the values that I added in black. I have to subtract them. So now what has happened in my entire question is, my entire question has come down to 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square, right? All the way till 19 square. And from this, I have to subtract 2 square plus 4 square plus 6 square plus 8 square all the way till 18 square. Raise your concern if you have a doubt here, because if you have a doubt here, then I cannot proceed. but I don't know whether you guys have understood. Let me know if you have not understood. Please unmute and ask. This is what I have done to the question, right? And because I ended up adding 2 square, 4 square, 6 square all the way till 18 square, I have to remove it, and thus I removed it. Okay, the question what people have given me in the question paper, that question has not changed. Just that I tweaked a bit, I added something and written something removed. Now see what is happening. This is now Shivam Shila. Now I can use this formula because it is a set of n natural numbers where n is 19. So I can say this sum is 19 into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6. So now I can use this formula for this. But I still have to subtract this. And how do I subtract this? If you look at this carefully, all these values are even. And even values are divisible by 2. Which means if I take this 2 square common out, what am I left inside the bracket? If I take 2 square common out, I am left with 1 square here. 2 square into 1 square is 2 square. Plus, I am left with 2 square here. 2 square into 2 square. Plus, I am left with 3 square here. 2 square into 3 square is 6 square. Then I am left with 4 square. 2 square into 4 square is 8 square. And thus, I am left all the way till 9 square. Did you guys understand the second part? Okay. Now I will take this. Yes.
Sir, I'm not understanding this part. 19 into 20 into 39 divided by 6.
Did you see this formula here?
Yes, sir.
When I have to add n natural numbers, square of n natural numbers, what does a natural number begin with? What does a natural number begin with?
1.
So if I have to add n natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, basically square of n natural numbers, then I have to use this formula. Now what is n? N is the number of natural numbers you have. So in this case, 1 square to 19 square, how many natural numbers you have? 19. So n becomes 19. So now substitute n is 19. N plus 1 is 19 plus 1, 20. 2n plus 1 is 2 into 19, which is 38, plus 1, which is 39, whole divided by 6. Now you got this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is the formula for adding squares of n natural numbers. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. So now I have taken this 2 square common out and I got 1 square, 2 square, 3 square. So now look at this. What is this? This is also sum of squares of n natural numbers all the way till 9. So can I write this as 2 square anyway I have. So what can I write now? N value here is 9. So 9 into 9 plus 1, 10 into 2 into 9 plus 1, which is 19, whole divided by 6. So I have to use this, which is 19 into 20 into 39 by 6 minus 2 square into 9 into 10 into 19 by 6. Whatever answer I get. The idea was not for me to get the answer. The idea is for me to tell you how you have to play around given a question, how you may have to play around by distorting the question, but ensuring that the originality of the question still remains. By distorting this question by adding 2 square, 4 square, 6 square, 8 square, I have changed the original question. But when I subtracted the same 2 square, 4 square, 6 square, 8 square, I kept the original question back intact. Okay? So that's how you play around. Okay? This is the second level of questions which hardly, I mean, if your stars are so very bad in your life, that's when you will come across this kind of a question. Okay? So don't bother much on this difficult. Okay? Are we clear with this, guys? Rimjim, shall we rejoin? Because I want to start successive revision and there's only 5 minutes. So I do not want a break between. So shall we rejoin right now?
Yeah, sure. Guys,
Yeah,
just
so we will
rejoin this
rejoin and we will
evening
then come.
and we'll continue. Sure.